It is just messed up that people have to airdrop supplies for Palestinians and Gaza because of either people blocking aid coming in through the Egyptian border, like various Israeli protesters, or the Israeli government themselves blocking aid coming in, or some other reason. And now we have millions of people being starved to death by the Israeli government, and very little is being done to help them.
In Gaza, they're looking for help from above. Airdrops are now one of the only ways to get aid into the north for the thousands who are stuck there. Today, along the water's edge, Palestinians scramble through the sand to reach some desperately needed food and medicine. Each parcel, successfully retrieved, is carefully cradled and taken back to waiting, hopeful families.
Where are all the other nations sending in troops to stop the Israeli government? Because the Israeli government isn't going to stop unless they're forced to. It's like Putin. If all the nations just asked Putin to stop killing Ukrainians, nothing would happen. That's why people had sent in troops and funds and arms to try to stop Putin from killing all of the Ukrainians. But with it being the Israeli government, very little is being done. I know there are some nations, some groups of people trying to help, but just asking the Israeli government to stop doesn't change anything. We need these 153 nations to send in troops to protect the Palestinian people.
After months of war, even a small amount of food is celebrated like a prize. A central part to any negotiated pause in fighting between Israel and Hamas will be the access for humanitarian aid into Gaza. People are now queuing for hours every day from early in the morning just to buy bread. What the
The sick thing about this is that there are so many people that will look at this and be like, yeah, these babies and innocent people deserve to suffer and starve because Hamas and October 7th and whatever BS excuse that they want to make up because they don't actually care about living people. All they want to see is people die.
is now very expensive.
There is no flour, no gas, no wood for burning. I send my daughter in the morning to stand in the queue at the bakery to get a bundle of bread. Sometimes she comes home without anything, so the children don't have bread.
Both sides are under pressure to agree a deal. Protests inside Israel are growing every week, demanding that Benjamin Netanyahu bring the remaining hostages home. And Hamas
Wow, and that's how the police treat their own protesters with water cannons and violence? I mean, it's no surprise the moment an Israeli citizen speaks out in any way against the Israeli government, they could be considered a traitor.
is said to want a deal finalized before the holy month of Ramadan, less than 2 weeks away now. The US President Joe Biden has said that one could be close.
Well, I hope by the beginning of the weekend. The end of the weekend. At least my national security advisor tells me that we're close. We're close. It's not done yet. And my hope is by next Monday we'll have a ceasefire.
Let's all remember or not forget that Biden, his approval rating has been dropping fast. His support of the Israeli government, he's only in support of a ceasefire, so he can try to pretend he is not in favor of the Israeli government committing a genocide when he's been backing them and defending them, no matter what they did ever since October 7th. How many times did Biden claim that the Israeli government killing innocent civilians and kids is just self-defense?
Senior Hamas spokesman told Sky News tonight that significant differences still remain between the two sides.
It is a wishful thinking, maybe because of internal political affairs in the United States, to release some of the tension around the Democratic parties in the year of the election. But practically, this statement has nothing to do with the reality. Until now, we didn't receive any formal proposals, and I think there are still gap between what we are calling for, what we are demanding, and what is proposed from the other parties.
Israel and Hamas.
I'm curious, why hasn't Biden spoken more against the settlers committing violence in the West Bank, as well as the in the increased violence in the West Bank, as more and more settlers are being armed and funded to go and kill Palestinians in the West Bank and take their land. Biden did put sanctions on 4 settlers for violence against American Palestinians and others, but not much else is being done to stop the Israeli terrorism in the West Bank because the Israeli government arming and funding citizens to go kill other citizens and take their land, that is terrorism, and the Israeli government is a terrorist government.
Are both in their own wars of survival. Each side wants to see the complete destruction of the other, and so trying to find any kind of agreement between them.
Yes, but who is actually fulfilling their goal of complete destruction of the other side? That is the Israeli government, who has destroyed 80% of the infrastructure in Gaza, and now millions of people are starving to death. You have the Israeli government that is going into the West Bank, arming and funding Israeli terrorists to go kill Palestinians and take their land and create illegal settlements. Yeah, Hamas has said they wanted to uh, genocide the Israeli government, but are they able to? No. And they're only able to do what they are so far because Bibi has been helping them get funds through Qatar.
Is incredibly complicated, especially as Israel has overwhelming military momentum at the moment.
Yeah, and out of the 2 groups, who has a large number of nukes? The Israeli government has nukes. So let's not like pretend that the Israeli government is going to be wiped from existence anytime soon.
But there is also reason for both sides to want a truce right now. And so as long as the negotiations are ongoing in Qatar, there is hope that